You know what's great? Going to a game. You know what's not great? Parking at a game. With Uber, you can turn event parking into a non-event. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. I know, right? With upfront fares, you can know the price before you go. And you pay with the Uber app so you can save your cash for the souvenir shop. So make tonight a fun night. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.
You're tuning in to the Goldilocks presentation of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show with Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony Rodriguez, aka Walking Crow, found transformational energy healing through a personal search into healing and was transformed by this experience. He made the decision to pursue training and has since become a certified energy healing practitioner with an emphasis on working with clients in recovery from addiction. His willingness to be open and listen has allowed him to be of service to many who seek a peaceful, serene, and healthier body, mind, and spirit. Call in now if you would like to speak with Anthony. The call-in number is 713-955-0332. Enjoy this transformational and healing show.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow. As you have tuned into the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's well and happy holidays. Hope everybody's surviving to a degree of lesser stress, lesser anxiety, and lesser everything else. And a fuller basket and a fuller bowl of happiness and abundance. Aho, mitakiyasi, aho. And welcome back. Today's show is going to be about coming into the new consciousness and letting go of the past you no longer need or want. What is it that you would like to move into? What is it you would like to let go of? Coming into the consciousness of what it is that we want, what it is that we would like to manifest. Coming into the consciousness of where we want to go and how we want to get there. What is the vehicle you want to get there? Is the vehicle a vehicle of love and faith and understanding, or is the vehicle a vehicle of dog paddling and trying to live up to these expectations, spoken and unspoken, of others? Which would you rather choose? Which would you rather do? 713-955-0332. Call in with your questions. Call in if you want a chakra reading. Call in if there's something on your mind. If I push a button and you want to talk about it and it's something that moved you, let me know. We'd like to hear from you. We're here till 2 o'clock today, Pacific time. And I believe that's 5 o'clock Eastern time. So come aboard, to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show and be with us for this hour. And let's move into the Christ consciousness. And when I say the Christ consciousness, I'm talking about the La Noche Buena, the good night, December 24th, Christmas Day, that's December 25th, and coming into the new year. Oh, new year, new. There it is. The word is new. And today's the full moon, by the way, and we're coming out of autumn. We have another week left of autumn, and we'll be moving into the direction of the north, direction of winter, direction of earth, direction of white buffalo, direction of our elders, our ancestors, our grandfathers and the grandmothers, the stone people, wisdom, aho, and in the time of rest, earth, rest. And if you haven't let go of the things that you've been needing to or wanting to, when will you do that? And I'm not even going to ask you how, but I'm going to ask you when. If there are things in your life that you've been carrying and they're burdens to you, why would you keep carrying them? Why would you keep toting them around in your hip pocket or in your front pockets or in your shoes like lead weights that don't allow you to move freely and be free in your own life? Oh, and I'm talking from my own experience because I carried those things around and they were the things of expectation of others, spoken and unspoken, where my family had an idea of how I should be, my parents and my grandparents and my teachers, and they put that on me. They put it on me like a yoke and tried to direct me in the direction that they wanted to, and I was the kind of kid and the kind of young man that had my own ideas of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to think and how I wanted to be. And they tried to mold me and make me, and what they did was they broke me, and I spent a lifetime trying to live up to those ideas of theirs, and I failed miserably. Can you relate to what I'm talking about? If you can relate to what I'm talking about and you want to talk about it and bring these ideas into your consciousness, give me a call at 713-955-0332. You can also go to my website, sacreddrum24.weebly.com, and you can look up and see what I do. I'm an energy healer, and I'm here to help you heal in any way I can. Whether I'm using the drum, whether I'm using my hands, whether I'm using my intention, which I'm always using, or I'm using wisdom from others and wisdom that's been downloaded to me over the years of my medicine practice and my shamanic practices. I'm here to help you. You can also reach me for a 20-minute free consultation at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, or you can reach me at my service at area code 818-442-1717. Feel free to call me anytime. If you are going through the holidays, and I want to make this announcement, if you are going through the holidays and you are suffering from depression, anxiety, stress, from the holidays of feeling not enough, of feeling unloved, and feeling less than and not having enough, feel free to call me. Reach out to somebody. If you can't reach somebody in your world, reach out to me at area code 818-442-1717. If I do not answer the phone, I will call you back, so leave a number, please. So let's get this show on the road. We're talking about coming into the new consciousness of letting go of the past you no longer need or want. And we have a caller in the 780. 780, how are you today, and what can I do for you?
Hi there. Thanks for taking my call.
Hello. What is your name again?
It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. What can I do for you today?
I would love to get a chakra healing, if you don't mind, please, and thank you.
Absolutely. What's going on with you today? Do you have any physical issues that are going on with you?
I've actually had a wicked headache today. I'm not sure if that's stress or what it is, but
really, did you have it when you woke up this morning?
I did, yes.
You did. Do you smoke or take in any caffeine or anything like that?
I do not smoke, no.
You do not smoke,
and I smoke. I have about a cup of coffee a day, if that.
Well, good for you. I'm a 2-cup of coffee person myself.
Yeah.
Well, happy holidays and welcome to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And chakra healing, headache, that could be your third eye or it could be your crown. And I'm sure you're probably, because you're listening to this show and other shows on this network, you're probably a highly spiritual person.
Yes.
And there's probably a lot of stuff going on in your life right now that you're having to look at because that's this time of year, would be my guess. Planning meals, planning visitors, going to visit, and buying gifts and thinking about expenditures that sometimes it's not so easy to make, but we do it anyways because we sacrifice for people we love when we probably could hug them and love them instead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it can be a tough time for us. And our dream state, when we're in our dream state at night and we're sleeping, just because we're sleeping doesn't mean our consciousness or doesn't mean we're unconscious. I'll say it that way. Doesn't mean our mind is still and allowing us to rest. We sleep and the mind does what it does in and of itself. I believe that the dream state is the same as the waking state, and is the same as the spiritual state. The spirit world. I believe we're one and the same, and we reflect each other. And regardless of where we're at in our spiritual walk, or in our spiritual walk, no matter what things affect us, no matter how hard we try to breathe, no matter how hard we try to meditate, no matter how hard to do any of the things that we want to do in our life. So are you sitting down or standing up?
I can sit down. I am standing up right now.
Well, you're standing up. Okay. But go ahead and sit down, and if you would, just put your feet flat on the floor and allow Mother Earth's energy to come into your body, to come into your consciousness, to come into your being, and allow your energy feet to sink into the floor. What kind of floor do you have? Is it a wood floor? Is it ceramic? Is it carpeted? Allow your feet to sink. Go ahead.
Okay.
Right. Just allow your feet to sink into the floor, and allow the Mother Earth's energy to flow up into the bottom of your feet, through your toes, up and through your heel. Notice your feet. What's going on with your feet? What's happening with your feet? Do you notice your arch? Do you notice the ball of your foot, how it sits in the floor, the spaces between your toes, the space between the ball of your foot and the beginning of your toes? Your ankles. Do you feel the weight of your legs on your feet? And I'm saying this, and you might be thinking, what does that have to do with anything? It's bringing you into your body. It's bringing you into your soul. Because a lot of times when we have headaches, we're spending a lot of time in front of computers and devices and phones, and it's taking up our headspace. And it's taking us out of our body. It's taking us into our eyes. It's taking us into our mind. Taking us into our brain. And we're processing a lot of information. And sometimes, we go on overload and we don't even know we're doing it.
Yeah.
So coming into the body is what we want to do. And we want to come out of the head, and you want to take a deep breath. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And exhale. And go ahead and put your hands on your thighs and relax your shoulders. And now close your eyes. Take a minute and close your eyes. And when I ask you to, I'm going to ask you to take a breath. And when I do that, I want you to notice how the breath enters your body and where it lands in your body when it goes in. If it lands in your chest, if it lands in your stomach, and it lands in your sacrum area, just below your belly button, or if it lands in your heart space, your throat, or even in your head. And I'm going to set my intention. I'm going to set my intention for you with regard to the headache. So go ahead and take the breath in. Notice where it enters, and put your hands where it lands in your body. And where did you notice that land in your body?
My heart.
In your heart space. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Sometimes we lose people in different ways, whether it's they cross over into the spirit world, or they go away physically in our relationship wise. Is there anybody that's left your presence recently that you've spent a lot of time thinking about?
No, not really. Although I was visiting with family, so maybe somebody that's passed, maybe that's why that's coming up.
Yeah, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you with a heavy heart right now.
Okay.
And is that something that's happening with you, that you have a heavy heart?
I think I'm lonely, and of course the holidays are here, and I'm single, so that kind of stuff, right? Which is fine, but yeah.
Yes.
So
right before I went to your line, I was just talking about loneliness and depression and that time of year, and those things that come upon us. That boy, they land on us heavy. Being alone, being depressed, being not having enough, maybe not having enough money, maybe not being able to spend the things we want to on the people we love. Are you married? Are you single?
I'm single.
And has it been a while?
Yes, almost. It'll be 3 years in February.
So there was a disconnection at some place with somebody, a loved one?
Yeah.
Yes. Relationships land in the sacrum, in the second chakra, just below the belly button, in the genitalia area. It's where we connect to others. It's where we feel. It's where we create, procreate, and co-create. Its element is water, and I like to think of water as the element of the divine feminine, the direction of the west, direction of the woman, direction of grandmother moon, and letting go. And remember, we're in a full moon right now, and we're coming to the end. We're coming to the end of autumn, and one of the things that's unique about women and direction of the west, direction of the woman, with regards to the medicine wheel, is women have the innate ability that they have a 28-day cycle, and they have a physical ability to release. You know what to release seed, to release egg, to release what it is they don't need, right? So you have an example built into your body of that. And sometimes we're holding on to our emotional state, the things that have happened in our life, the things that happen in our life, the things that the memory of our body holds on to these things, whether in our crown chakra or in our root chakra. And those are the two extremes, and it's tough for us to let go. It's tough for us to, because we want to be loved. We want to be loved. We want to be happy. And, you know, when we're not, sometimes we find ways to mask our sadness, to mask our burdens, to mask our depression, to mask our stress, our anxiety, you know? Yeah. And anxiety is just a symptom of not being right here, right now, exactly doing what you're doing right here. You know, I'm going to ask you to take another breath, and I want you to set an intention of going inside and finding happiness within yourself. And when I do that, when you take the breath, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to let me know what happens behind your eyelids. If you see color, if you see light, if you see somebody. You know, so go ahead and when I tell you to, take the breath and let me know what happens. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. And what was that breath like for you, taking that breath?
It was relaxing.
Very relaxing. Did you see anything happen behind your eyelids or in your body when you took that breath after setting the intention?
I guess just basically thinking happy thoughts, that kind of thing. That's about it.
Well, that's good. You know, are you talking to anybody right now about your state? You know, your loneliness and your, you know, the things you're going through? Because I know it's not always easy to talk to people about those things because people are busy and sometimes we feel like they don't want to hear it. Yeah. Are you able to talk to anybody? Okay. So I'm glad you called in because, you know, I in and of myself, put myself out for people just in case of this. If they have nobody to talk to and they want to step through the veil of the depression and the anxiety and the hurt, and, you know, because a lot of this stuff comes from wounds, you know, our loneliness. You know, why are we lonely? Who do we miss? You know, and even do we miss ourselves? You know, when we stand in front of the mirror, brushing our teeth and getting ready in the morning, you know, are we actually spending time with ourselves and looking at ourselves? And that's what the idea is with putting your feet on the floor, sitting down and taking the breath into your body. That allows you to come into your body and be with yourself in a way that's loving and nurturing without heading for the caffeine, the refrigerator, the television, the radio, whatever it is, the telephone. You know, we're stuck with devices. Without reaching for any of those things first, just sitting up in bed and being with your breath, being in your feet, being in your body, allowing the energy to flow upward into your first chakra, root, ground, security, safety, security, well-being is your root chakra. And flowing from that to your second chakra, connection to others, water, element water, grandmother moon. It's where we heal, it's where we feel, it's where we fight or flight. And then allowing that energy to flow from the second chakra up into our third chakra, which is fire, fuego. Fuego is a Spanish word for fire, and I use that a lot, and I sometimes don't realize that. Maybe other people don't know what I'm talking about. Fire, your self-esteem, and I can, I will, I do, I am. And then allowing that energy to flow upward into your heart, crossing that bridge of your heart. Green, element, air, I love, I'm loved. I love, I'm loved, and then allowing it to pass through the bridge to your fifth chakra. And fifth chakra is where the issue in the tissue lies with regard to our heart space and our connection to others, because we don't talk about the things that are going on in our life enough to the people that love us, to the people that can help us, to the people who really care about us. And admitting those things and saying those things will set us free more than you know. Because we live in our heads. When we have a block in the fifth chakra and we're not speaking, we are not allowing energy to flow freely and evenly, and we are not aligned. And we're not walking in the way of beauty. There's no balance. You know, in my lodge, I have indigenous practices with regard to the red road. I do sweat lodge with my lodge. And my elders always talk about walking in the way of beauty, in the way of balance. You know, So when we're off balance, things start to happen. Like we go into our heads, and we spend a lot of time thinking, and you know, we blow a fuse, and of course we're going to get a headache or a migraine. Even worse, a migraine. You know, and who wants to live with that? You know, and just take time to breathe and sit back and breathe. Right now, I'm going to place my hands at your throat. You know. And I just want you to close your eyes and feel the energy from my hand.
Okay.
As I clear the block in your fifth chakra in your throat, that'll allow the energies to flow from your third eye, from your head area, head space area, from your brain, from your mind down into your voice, that you will be able to speak and write those things down with your hands. You know, right hand is the hand of the divine masculine. It's the hand of its right side. It's moving forward. It's giving. So if you're right-handed and use a pen, that's communication. That's expression. That's fifth chakra. Write those things down and let them go. Allow them to leave your body. Allow them to leave your mind, and allow those things to come into your heart. The things you want in your heart, and manifest them. Make manifest with your word, palabra, word, your truth. Come into your heart space. From your fifth chakra, making your way downward, crossing that bridge. And when you make your way downward from universe down into the third eye, down to the fifth chakra, from the fifth chakra down to the heart, crossing over the heart space. Remember, the heart space is air. And when you move your way down, energy, the chi, prana is flowing down from the fourth chakra to the third chakra, fire, fuego. Remember that fire needs oxygen to burn brighter and hotter. Am I right? So allow that air from space to move downward into that space of fire, fuego, and give yourself the self-esteem and see it. See what the self-esteem looks like in that third eye. And release the dark, stagnant energies that are allowing your head to hurt, that are allowing you to be in discomfort, that are allowing you to be unbalanced, and let your fire burn bright into yourself a whole, because you are the bright star. You are the fire, a whole. You are the new hope and the new beginning of the Christ consciousness on the 24th and the 25th, and into the new year. And allow the energy to flow downward from your third chakra into your second chakra, and feel esteem. When fire hits water, it creates esteem. Steam. And you create connection to yourself. Create connection to happiness, connection to joy, your joy. You're creating. And then from there you move down into your ground. You take that water and water your root chakra. Water that tree, that magnificent oak that you are and that you have become over periods of time. Because you can, because you will, because you did. And allow the water to flow into your root chakra. and nurture and water that root as you grow grow into a more beautiful and fuller oak tree. And you grow, and your headache flows downward into your feet and just becomes part of the soil at your feet, and it regenerates into new and good energies. Aho. Aho. I'm going to take my hands away from your throat. Aho. Slowly. Aho. And I'm just going to place my right hand on your heart. And I'm going to place my left hand on your shoulder. And I just want you to be with the energies from my hand. Aho. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Good girl. And one more time. And exhale. And last time. Aho. And I'm removing my hand from your heart, from your shoulder. Wow, that was a good exercise for me too. I could see. My hand just swelled up from the energy, like I was with salt or something. Well, good. I'm glad to hear you laugh. Do you have anything else that you'd like to ask or that you'd like to say?
No, I really appreciate your help. It's awesome. Very cool.
You're welcome. Well, you sound better than when you first got on the phone. And I want to offer, if you would like to reach out to me at some point over the holidays, because I know it can be tough. Try to make a point to be with people and be with friends, and let them know that you're alone. Don't be with the information of being alone on your own with that information. Let people know, and connect. And you can reach out to me at Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, or you can call me at area code 818-442-1717. And if I don't answer the phone, I will call you back. Just remind me that you're from the 780 area code and you were a guest on the show, and I will contact you directly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. That's very cool.
All right. You have a great day.
You too. Blessings.
All right. Happy holidays. Blessings. Happy
holidays.
All right. Well, fantastic. You know what? This is the first time we started the show out with a guest, with a caller calling in, and that was awesome because it allowed all of us to walk through the exercise of grounding and allowing the energy flow, putting our feet flat on the floor and allowing the energy flow to move upward into our bodies, up to the third eye and crown chakra, and then reversing it and going from universe down into the crown chakra, down into the third eye of the sixth chakra, and down into the fifth, and down, crossing the bridge back, and allowing me to explain how that air, when we take in air into our lungs and allow it to move downward into our third chakra, it stokes that fire of who we are. Fire, fuego, I can, I will, I do, esteem, self-esteem. And then that fire flows downward into our second chakra, water, element, water, and creates steam. There it is again. I'm saying it because it's worth saying and it's purposeful. It creates steam. And what does steam do? It flows upward. And when it does it, it flows back into the fire fuego and up into the heart and warms the heart in a way. It is so beautiful. And the water element from your second chakra flows downward into the root chakra and waters that root, and we grow into the mighty oak that we are. Aho, mitakiasi. Aho. Aho. What is it that you want to change for this Christmas season? What do you want to manifest for yourself? You heard what the caller said. She feels lonely. How many of you feel lonely at this time of year? This is a time of rejoicing, rejuvenation, and renewal. I mean, that's what the story says. That's what we're told. But that's not always true for all of us. Not all of us have the same beliefs. Not all of us read the same historical book of Bible. We don't all read that. We don't all believe those stories, and we don't all live that way. But, you know, when others are rejoicing and celebrating around us, it's hard to sometimes to join in the celebration, and our lives, as hard as they've been, or as abused as they've been, or as neglected as they've been, or whatever the case may be, it affects us and it overwhelms us, and we sometimes don't know what to do or who to reach out to. You know, sometimes we lock ourselves in our house. We turn on the television and we don't get off the couch, and not because we don't want to. We can't. We don't know how to. You know, and I'm here to tell you there's plenty of people to help, plenty of people that can help you. You know, I, for one, you know, Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. Manos Alus, the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I'm here to help you. You know, I'd like you to reach out to me if you want a 20-minute consultation. It's a free consultation. You can reach out to me at area code 818-442-1717 or at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. I do long-distance healing. You know, I also do long-distance drumming. I will drum for you to bring you into a different space, to align you in a different way, because my drum works as well as my hands do, and my hands work as well as my drum does, because it's all in my intention, and I can help you. And there are those out there that I can refer you to that can help you. 713-955-0332. Please feel free to call in and push one to get out of listen mode. You know, this Friday, I'll be working with Insights with Audrey again. Audrey called in last week, and it was such a surprise. And we talked about the, you know, things that are going on in her home with her family. You know, just because we have gifts and talents with regards to helping others. And I'm going to say that, you know, Audrey is an incredible and insightful medium. And she's helped many people, and she sends people that she helps to see me so I can help them as well. And, you know, just because we do what we do doesn't mean we don't have issues too. We're just as vulnerable and just as open to forgetting and you know, forgetting who we are and getting overcome by life's challenges. And so, you know, we learn from experience if we're paying attention, if we're willing to do the work and let go of the things that bog us down, that make us feel like we're wearing cement boots, you know, that make us feel like we're dog paddling in 30-foot swells, you know, in the ocean. You know, so coming into the new consciousness and letting go of the past that you no longer need or what you want. You know, how do you want to do that? You know, I was this week I was at home and brought out the Christmas decorations, and they sat there for a week, and because I wanted to decorate for Christmas, because I wanted it to feel festive, because I feel festive. You know, there's stuff going on, and there's good energies, and there's a full moon going on, and there's all kinds of crazy energy swirling. And we're coming up on Christmas. We just got through Thanksgiving, and the New Year's coming. I live in Pasadena, California. I live one block from Colorado Boulevard, where the famous Rose Parade goes down. And, you know, Pasadena is buzzing. There's a lot of things happening here, a lot of events. And what I do are part of those events, is part of the events that happen here in Pasadena. We're like working with Audrey and doing an event that we're going to be doing on Friday night at 7 o'clock at Indigo Alliance in Pasadena. And you know, we're going to be, I'll be drumming in spirit, and then I'll be doing a 20 to 25 minute journey for the people who come. And, you know, when we journey, this allows people to go into the lower world, the middle world, or the upper world. But we usually choose the lower world because people want to connect with spirit guides and spirit animals, and there's answers that they want, and, you know, they get to have this experience of a different dimension, of different dimensions, I hope, and experiences that we don't see in our daily awake state, but we find them in our dream state and in journey when we leave our bodies and go into the tree, when we go into the cave, when we go into the water, when we go into the forest. I hope. So if you can't come out, you know, Friday at 7 o'clock at Indigo Alliance in Pasadena, It's going to be great. It's $40 a person, and Audrey will be doing readings. We'll also be teaching on the medicine wheel and the chakras and how they relate. And you heard me do that with caller, where I went directly to the medicine wheel, and I talked about the chakras at the same time. And that is the medicine that I work with. So there's that. And also next week, the men's group, Miscellaneous, Men and Self-Care, we're going to be meeting for the last time. The group is actually going to be going away. But we will be meeting at Einstein's Cube, also here in Pasadena. And it's a good time for that group to be meeting, because there's a lot of men out there who you don't feel they have a voice, who come from broken families or broken relationships, and they don't feel full. They don't feel 100%. They don't feel enough. And this is a space for men to come and bring their triumphs and their triumphs, their tribulations, their traumas, and it's a place to talk about those things, in a place to talk about, in a safe place, in a safe, sacred circle. The Christ consciousness, new beginnings in January 1st, grandmother moon, winter solstice. All these things are happening at the same time. I was he who didn't notice, and I became he who notices. I'm he who notices. I'm he who is aware. I'm he who understands. I'm he who sees. I'm he who speaks. I'm he who notices. And I had to learn to become this way, because I had forgotten over a lifetime of domestication. Have you forgotten over a lifetime of domestication? Over a lifetime of do this, do that, stand up, sit down, raise your hand, put your hand down, get in line, get out of line, listen for the bell, be quiet, speak up, go to your room, come here. Have you suffered from a lifetime of domestication, of trying to live up to the spoken and unspoken expectation of others, reasonable or unreasonable, by well-meaning people who claim to love us? Have you suffered under that lash? Do you feel like you've suffered under that lash? We're here to make changes in our life, to help you make changes in your life. What are the changes you want to make? How do you want to come into your root chakra and plant your roots? Allow them to sink down into Mother Earth and create stability, safety, security in your life. How do you want to do that? What does it look like? Where do you start? Do you say to yourself, well, I don't have time. I'm too busy. No one understands. Look, all the classic excuses that we give ourselves and give others for us not growing out of the old that we carry around, giving ourselves excuses for not learning how to swim, and then we spend the rest of our life dog paddling through life and situations, and coming into the next life the same way. I personally want to stop dog paddling and learn how to broadstroke, how to backstroke, how to, breaststroke. I want to learn how to do that so I don't have to suffer the consequences of only dog paddling and not being able to swim to where I need to go. Swim, water. Water seeks its own level. Direction of the west, direction of the woman, direction of autumn, direction of grandmother moon, 28-day cycle, letting go. I will sing that song till I'm blue in the face. Letting go is the most important thing. And women are the prime example of letting go, because they let go every 28 days, every 28-day cycle. It is not the easiest thing for women to go through. There's a lot attached to that, a lot of emotion, a lot of physicality, a lot of physical pain that goes to that. But they do it, and they release that egg, that seed that's no longer necessary. And what happens after that? It's replaced by another one to go through the next same cycle, unless that seed is fertilized and grows into gestation in the next 9 months. So letting go is so important, letting go of the things you no longer need. 713-955-0332. If this is your first time calling and you're a little shy about calling in, don't worry about it. We'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear what you have to say. I want to know what your questions are. I want to know what your answers are, because I'm not the only person with answers. I know that the people calling into this show have a lot of answers and a lot of experience. And I, for one, want to hear what you have to share, what you have to say. Over the weekend, I drove out to Yucca Valley, out near Joshua Tree. And I went to an event. I spoke at an event where people from different world religions were there speaking and sharing what it is they do. And I met some incredible people. And I got to enjoy the drive-in. You know, it was raining and the clouds breaking over the mountains with the sunrise, And driving into the Yucca Valley was just a beautiful sight. It's covered in Joshua trees and stone formation, rock formations, and sand and blue sky, and what an incredibly beautiful place it was. And it's an incredibly spiritual place as far as I'm concerned. And I was able to spend time with people and listen to what they do. You know, then I had my opportunity, and I got to drum for them and do healing there. And then I got to drive 3 hours back into another event, you know, north of there, 3 hours north. And that was part of the journey, part of the event as well, part of my healing, part of a life lived, you know, part of me being in my being, you know, just the experience of being able to do those things, you know, and sharing with others. Man, how great is it to share with others? What do you have to share? What do you want to share? You know, do you have a hidden talent that you would like to share? Do you have something that you do that nobody else knows that you do? Do you have are you artistic? Are you musical? You know, can you write? Are you an editor? Can you tell a story? Do you make candles? Do you make oils? You know, do you know things that no one ever told you? You know, do you speak to those who have crossed over? You know, and do you read tarot cards? What is it that you do? Do you have things that you do, talent? You know, share those talents with people. You know, don't be shy. I didn't know that I could do the things that I do. You know, I didn't know that I could just see into the caller's heart and I could feel her heaviness. You know, the heaviness of loneliness. I know what loneliness is. You know, I've been lonely. And also, well, let me say this. I don't know if I've been lonely, because I'm a man of faith, and I believe in Creator Great Spirit, and I believe that I've been walking with Him for a lifetime. But I think I get more lonesome than lonely. That's just me. I can't speak for others, and I won't speak for others. I'll only speak for myself. I hope, palabra, word. You know, it's my truth. I get lonesome, you know. And I get lonesome nowadays. I have a wife, and I have friends, and I have associates, and I have people who follow me with what I do. I have clients, and people come to my workshops. But sometimes I get lonesome because, you know, it's not always about doing those things. Sometimes it's just about being still and being loved and being cared for, and understand that I need to nurture me. That I need to be nurtured just as much as the next person needs to be nurtured, you know. But saying that, I didn't always have the ability to say that, you know. I didn't know how to say that to somebody, you know. I was stuck in my fifth chakra. I lived in my head about it, and I would say, man, why don't they know? Why don't they understand? Don't they know? You know, well, they don't know unless I tell them. You know, and I had to learn to laugh at myself, because people don't know what I'm going through until I tell them what I'm going through. You know, and they're not mind readers. But given the opportunity, after you tell them, they could become a heart reader, and you could become a heart reader, and you can come into that heart space of loving them. And I'm loved, you know, and sharing breath, you know, and stoking each other's fire. Fuego, I hope, I can, I will, I do. Esteem, I hope. And making that connection in the second chakra. What is it you want for yourself? Do you want to erase lonesomeness from your life? Do you want to change your life in how you approach others? Do you want to change your life in how you carry their messages when their messages land on you and you're upset or you're angry or you're sad and you don't know why they spoke to you that way? Because sometimes people don't know how to speak. I, for one, am like that. I snapped at my wife earlier today, not on purpose, but I'm human. Hi, human. Hello, human. AA sponsor said that to me almost 25 years ago. You know, when one day I was complaining about something, and he just looked at me and said, "Hi, human." And I thought, "F you, what? Hi, human." And from that point forward, I had to learn how to laugh at myself. And learning to laugh at oneself is a great medicine. So if wanting love is what you want and wanting companionship, I'm going to ask you to do something, an exercise on a daily basis, and I want you to set the intention for it. I want you to take your left hand, your hand of receiving, the divine feminine, the hand of receiving, and put it right below your belly button in your sacrum area. And then I want you to take, while you're sitting in the chair with your feet flat on the floor, allowing the energy to flow upwards from Mother Earth into your legs. And then I want you to take your right hand, the hand of giving, the divine masculine, and I want you to put it over your right heart. So you'll be receiving connection through your left hand, and you'll be giving connection to your heart through your right hand, your fifth chakra. Now remember, left and right hand are fifth chakra expression. So they're connected. They're already connected. So the energy is already moving back and forth. And just close your eyes and breathe. And what we're doing is connecting to self, connecting to being, breaking the spell and the lack of connection, breaking the spell of lonesomeness, of loneliness. Allowing the energy to flow from your second chakra to your fourth chakra, air, lungs, color green. An immature fourth chakra is rose color. Developed fourth chakra, wisdom, is green, a bright, brilliant green. The second chakra is orange, element is water. Allow the energy to flow through the hands. Receive in your left hand from the second chakra, allowing the energy to flow upward into your hand, past your wrist, up into your forearm, making the turn at your elbow, up to your bicep and your tricep, moving up into your shoulder, moving across your shoulder and into your neck and your collarbone, to the right side, to your right shoulder, down your right hand, the hand of giving, down the bicep, down the tricep, and around the corners of the elbow, into the forearm, through the wrist, into the hands and the fingers, and having it land on your heart, your fourth chakra. Feel the warmth, see the colors, feel the love. What is it that you want to change? What is it that you want to come into the new consciousness with, and how? While letting go of the things you no longer need. Letting go of the breakups that we've had in our life. Letting go of the people that have let us down. I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to take my hands off my heart and my second chakra now. You can leave yours there. And I'm going to ask you to forgive those people. Just let those people off the hook. There's a prayer. It's called the Serenity Prayer. And it goes like this: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The first part of that I changed almost 25 years ago, and I pray it like this: God, grant me the serenity to expect the things I cannot change. Expect the things I cannot change. Because I understand that people are just going to be people. They don't always think about us when they're thinking about themselves. When they're thinking about others, we're not always in their consciousness. We're not always in their thought process. And they're not always going to remember us. So we may get left out. We may not be remembered, and we may be forgotten about. But it's not purposeful. So let's try not to hold their feet to the fire, because I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm sure that none of us would like our feet to be held to the fire, because I'm not responsible for other people's happiness. I'm responsible for my happiness. They are responsible for their happiness. in the airplane, in the jet plane, when you get in and the flight attendants show you go through the exercise of the doors and the cushions, and when the pressure in the cabin drops and the masks fall from the ceiling, to put the mask on yourself first. Me first always. You first always. This is how we heal. We begin to heal ourselves by not looking outward at what others are doing, but by looking inward to see what we can do for ourselves and see where it is we are at by putting our feet on the floor and closing our eyes and hands on the thighs and taking the breath into the body and placing our hands where we feel that breath land, because where that breath lands is where the issue in the tissue is. And what do you want to heal from? What is it that you're suffering from? What is it that you're carrying as a burden that you would like to alleviate yourself from? So and not even maybe even alleviate yourself, but come into a place of understanding and embrace that issue so you can understand it and you can identify it and you can recognize and say, oh, even though this happened, embrace that thing that happened as a teacher, and go inside and say, I can heal and I can feel because I am she or he who is aware. I am he who and she who sees, who feels, who understands, who notices, who hears, who speaks. Become that person of understanding within of yourself first. And that way we're able to forgive people who we feel like maybe they stepped on our toes one too many times, because there's people who step on our toes don't have any idea that they're stepping on our toes. They don't even know we have toes. So there's that. My name's Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show, 713-955-0332. We have less than 10 minutes left in the show, and if you want to call in real quick, maybe we can do something in about 2 or 3 minutes. But, I'm going to be, there's a place in Hollywood that I'm going to be doing a series of talks starting on the 27th of May. 27th of May. 27th of May. It's a Tuesday, somewhere probably between 5 and 6 o'clock. And I'll be doing a series of talks on letting go and coming into the new consciousness, into manifesting what it is you want. And the place that I'll be speaking at is just a little juice bar. It's an organic juice bar, it's an organic food restaurant. It's really small, limited to about 10 people, and I'll be doing that by donation. And come on out and join us. And I will be posting that information on my website soon. And come out if you're in the Hollywood area in Los Angeles. Life Food Organic is what the name of the place is, and the address is 1507 North Cahuenga Boulevard, Hollywood, California, 90028. I will be there speaking from 5 to 6 o'clock every Tuesday, starting the 27th through the end of January, and I'll be talking about how to manifest into the new year. I hope how to be in direction of the north, direction of winter, direction of earth, and resting and preparing. After letting go, after a long autumn of letting go of those things we no longer need to carry, of moving into the winter and then preparing for spring, direction of the east, direction of grandfather, sun, fire, ajo fuego, direction of the born and the unborn, springtime. It's coming. What an exciting, this is such an exciting time as we come into the Christ consciousness, the time of the birth of the Christ consciousness. Such an exciting time, and I can't wait. I just can't. I get all giddy and silly and goofy sometimes, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I just love this time of year. I have this job that I took, and I hadn't worked for 2 years, and I took this job at this grocery store called Sprouts. Of course, it's called Sprouts because I sprout. That's what I do, and they put me in a place that. People say, what do you do? I said, I produce. They say, you produce? I said, yeah, I work in produce. I produce. People are fed by what it is that I do. not only as a healer in my life here on the radio and in my healing room and in my workshops, and in the talks that I do, but they're fed by the things that I do with my hands in that market, in that store, in that space. They are fed by the things that I touch, and I infuse my energy in all those things that I touch. Oh, how awesome is that I get to do that? That I get to touch people's lives in a way that they don't know and they may not understand. They may not know and they may not understand. Oh, that's amazing. And saying that, I want to say one last thing because we have about 5 minutes. I harvest my own sage from the Lower Arroyo here in the Pasadena area. And if you don't know the Lower Arroyo runs from up in the San Gabriel Mountains, high up above JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, downwards into all the way down to the Los Angeles River, almost to downtown. That's the Arroyo, how far it runs. And I gather sage there. I harvest sage there. And I offer, when I take sage, it's not just that I take it and without permission. I offer tobacco. I drum and I sing. I offer prayer and I offer thanks and I ask for permission. I offer tobacco. Make an offering to Mother Earth, and to the 4 directions of the east, directions of the south, directions of the west, directions of the north. And I ask for permission to take this sage and use it in a good way. Well, they're selling my sage, not my sage, the sage that I harvest over at Indigo Alliance in Pasadena. It's $12 a stick. It's still green. It's still fresh. So you'll have to give it a couple of days to be able to burn it. But it's some of the most incredible smelling sage that you'll ever come upon. Now, I mentioned all those things that I offer when I harvest the sage, but one more thing that I do offer is I tie it myself, and I put it into my right hand, the hand of divine masculine, and as I take the red yarn and I tie it, I'm infusing that sage with my energies as well, which also come from Mother Earth, just like the energies of that sage comes from Mother Earth, and the elements. That the energies in that sage comes from all the elements. So I infuse that, and if you were interested in, maybe purchasing some gifts for people to give to others and to yourself of some clearing energies, in the form of sage, sacred sage, White Mountain sage from here in the Lower Arroyo, reach out to me at Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com or call me at area code 818-442-1717. It's $12 a stick, and shipping is extra, but we can make those arrangements. And if you reach out to me, we can have those to you hopefully before Christmas. I think the shipping is maybe 3 days. So you can, like I said, you can reach out at Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, or you can reach me at area code 818-442-1717. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, and this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And what a beautiful day. What a beautiful thing that I get to talk about coming into the new consciousness, of the new year, of the Christ consciousness. And even if you don't believe in the Christ consciousness, Christ was an ascended master. There are many ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Buddha, Muhammad, many, the Virgin Mary, Lady Guadalupe, on and on and on and on. There are so many. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm not sure we're going to be here the next couple of weeks because of the holidays. I will post, if you want, on Facebook. You can go to my page, Anthony Rodriguez, on Facebook, or you can go to Mama Zulu Sacred Drum Medicine on Facebook, and you can see what those hours will be up through the rest of the year. I want to thank my producer, Tiffany White, the incredible Tiffany White, who does all her shows, and she puts together this network for all of us healers and all of us that have the gifts that we've been given, and we get the opportunity to share because Tiffany shares with us. And I want to thank her and her family and wish them a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, and a loving new consciousness into the new year. Wow, that just moved me deeply. So what I'm understanding from my producer is, yes, we'll be here next week, but we won't be here the following week. We will be on vacation. We are going to be, I think, on an island in Barbados or someplace, and, on the beach. Who knows where we're going to be. But we'll be here next week at 1 o'clock for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I am so happy and glad that you tuned in and allowed me the opportunity to share with you. I love being able to have this opportunity. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
If your family loves the great outdoors every season, there's only one place to go this season: Cabela's Christmas Sale. Shop for great deals on their favorite outdoor brands, like $50 off all in-stock Ruger American Rimfire bolt-action rifles, $25 off Federal American Eagle ammo with ammo can, and 20% off Liberty Quick Bolts. Plus, hurry in for Saturday 8 a.m. doorbusters. Find great deals for everything on their wish list, only at Cabela's. Shop in-store and online at Cabela's.com.